Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope your day and your week are going well so far. We got a new day, which of course means a new NBA player prop video to share with you guys. That's right, baby. I'm back. Yes, sir. I am back from my little week-long golf trip. Shout out to you guys, the viewers at home, the Guy Boston sports community, for being so patient and understanding with me, taking a little break, going on vacation. I know my timing was horrible, taking a week-long golf trip in the middle of the NBA playoffs, right around the time of the conference semifinals, conference finals. Again, poor timing on my part, but I do appreciate you guys for being so understanding and letting me just kind of take that time to recharge and relax. I had a blast, played over 45 hours of golf. It was a dream come true, really, to just basically have a trip with the boys, smashing beers, smashing drives. It was a great time, definitely needed. But we are back now. Western Conference Finals, Game 1 tonight. Dallas Mavericks, Minnesota Timberwolves. Let's not waste any time, guys. We're recharged, we're relaxed, we're ready to go. Let's see if this new mentality, this little recharged brain, can give us a winner tonight. For tonight's slate, we have a three-leg, just got back from vacation, three-leg same game parlay. I'm not sure how we'll do it moving forward. Obviously, from this point on now, we only have one game at most a day. So I'm thinking maybe, not today, but maybe moving forward, we'll do multiple same game parlays to give more picks out. But for this video, just one three-leg same game parlay. But let me know what you guys think about that down below, if doing multiple parlays is the move, because that's it. These videos are going to be kind of shorter now. We just have the one game day, unless I babble on for a while. Maybe the videos will stay the same length. But all right, guys, let's not waste any more time. Let's dive into today's video. Switch over to the outlier screen. God, it feels good to be back here. It was a nice vacation, but it really does feel good to be back to making YouTube videos again after a short little break. Shout out to Outlier, the sponsor of today's video. There's a special link in the description below, as always, that gives you guys a 7-day free trial to check Outlier out for yourself. You guys will not regret it. It is the best sports betting tool in the market, especially with the playoffs coming down. There's a lot less, only a few amount of props. The props, this isn't like the regular season where you had 10 games in a slate and you had thousands of props to choose from. A lot more narrow, a lot less options, so you got to be more specific. You got to be sharper with your bets, and Outlier can help you do that. One more time, guys, link in the description below, 7-day free trial to check it out for yourself. All right, guys, first leg of our three-leg parlay, Mavs, Timberwolves, Game 1, 8:30 p.m. tip-off Eastern Time. We're going Kyrie Irving over 8.5 rebounds plus assists. By the way, last thing before we finally can go forward with the data here, I was on I don't know what the time zone is, whatever. I was in Utah, so right on the line of Nevada. So being 2-3 hour time difference. How the hell do you guys on the West Coast? So anybody who's watching the West Coast, how do you watch these games and the time that you do? Watching those couple of those game sevens, having basketball games these big matchups going on at 5 o'clock at night. It just felt wrong. The Pacers Knicks at noon. There was a couple of matchups. It's just I don't know how people. It's like light outside and you have a primetime game on. I'm just conditioned where it's hey, primetime game, big playoff game, big football game. It happens at nighttime, not in the West Coast. It's a little weird. Don't know how you guys handle it. To me, I was just completely out of sorts the entire time watching these games. But here we go. Last distraction, Kyrie Irving over 8.5 rebounds plus assists. We're getting it for minus 118 on DraftKings, but it is available, it looks like, on pretty much every sportsbook. Again, if you watched one of my more recent videos last week, ESPN Bet now available on Outlier as well, so we'll be able to see some odds for that. You look at Kyrie Irving, he has cashed this in 7 of his last 10 games. These, of course, being all playoff games. It's a 70% hit rate. He's averaging 9.3 rebounds plus assists per game over his last 10. On the year so far, including playoffs, a 66% hit rate for Kyrie Irving, 46 out of 70 games this year. He has cashed the over, averaging 10.03 rebounds plus assists per game. So the data is pretty solid. And when you go ahead and look at the head-to-head data, the 2 times that Kyrie Irving has faced off with Minnesota as a member of the Dallas Mavericks, you have one time this year on January 7th, he had 8 rebounds and 5 assists. And back on February 13th of last season, he had 5 rebounds and 6 assists. You look at the right side of the screen here, Minnesota, overall top 5 in rebounds and assists allowed, but versus point guards, you see they're middle of the road in assists allowed, giving up 8 assists per game to opposing point guards. They are top 2 in rebounds allowed. He'll cover this mostly in assists anyways. But yeah, the data overall supports this bet. And you look at the volume. Obviously, we know the minutes played of late. Over the last 10 games, he's averaging 40 minutes per game. He's averaging 11.2 potential assists. You see in that OKC series, it kind of started off big and then it went down as the series went along. But you saw a couple of those games there where the potential assists were incredibly high. And even the rebound chances, 7 rebound chances per game over the last 10 games for Kyrie Irving. So putting those together, that means that over the last 10 games, an average of 18, about 19 potential assists / rebound chances per game. I know you can't really put those numbers together, I guess. But the point being that the chances are there for him to get boards. The chances are there for him to get assists. Again, this is the Minnesota middle of the road and assists allowed to opposing point guards. And I went ahead and put a little filter here to show games this year in a range of 37 to 45 minutes played per game. And you see here, when he plays at least 37 minutes, a 75% hit rate for Kyrie this year, 21 out of 28 games, averaging 10.39 rebounds plus assists. We know the volume is going to be high. We know he's going to be playing a shit ton of minutes here. So I like the spot here for Kyrie Irving. All right, guys, the second leg of our 3-leg parlay. We're going to the Minnesota Timberwolves side of things now. We're going Karl-Anthony Towns over 31.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. We're getting this for minus 120 odds here on DraftKings, available virtually everywhere. Over his last 10 games, he's cashed it at a 50% hit rate, averaging 31 points plus rebounds plus assists per game. You see a couple of close misses there in that Denver series. On the year so far, though, in 2023, a 53% hit rate, including playoffs, 39 out of 73 games this year. He has cashed the over, averaging 32.78 points plus rebounds plus assists per game. But maybe most important, looking at the head-to-head data here, 3 of the last 4 times he's faced off with the Dallas Mavericks, he has cashed his over, including 3 of the 4 times, all being this season, December 14th of this year. He had 21.17 rebounds and 2 assists. On January 7th, 24.7 rebounds and 1 assist. And the last time they played on January 31st, so it has been a while since they played, but he had 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. The one time he missed was back on December 28th. He had 10 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. Guys, this prop is all about the matchup. One thing that Dallas has been consistent with most of the year, they have struggled with big guys. They have struggled with size. They don't have the best bigs down low. I know PJ Washington been playing very well. I know Gafford had a pretty good series versus OKC, but that was more to do about the fact that the Thunder had even less size. Like, the Thunder were one of the worst teams in the NBA versus bigs. They couldn't rebound. They couldn't score on bigs. But that was more of an OKC problem. Versus Minnesota, you're now going from playing OKC, who had the worst situation, to Minnesota, who has the best situation with Rudy Gobert, the defensive player of the year, and Karl-Anthony Towns down low. I think these two guys are going to abuse Dallas down low. They just don't have the size to handle either of these guys. Karl-Anthony Towns plays power forward, but he's really a center by nature. If you guys go ahead and look at the right side of the screen here, you'll see versus power forwards, bottom 10 in points allowed, middle of the road in rebounds allowed, and bottom half of the league in assists allowed. And versus centers is most of the same. You know, it's about middle of the road in points, rebounds, and assists allowed. But obviously Towns spotting up here as power forward. I think he's going to eat in this matchup here. He's been playing pretty well overall this year, and in the playoffs, he's really been elevating his game to another level. I like Towns here for the second leg of our 3-leg parlay. All right, guys, we are just past the 8-minute mark in today's video, so comment 8 down below if you are still watching. As always, guys, I appreciate those who watch all the way through the videos. Before I show you guys the last leg of today's parlay, real quick, my charity golf tournament is this Sunday, May 26th. If you watched my videos last week, you saw me talk about it a little bit. My charity golf tournament is this Sunday, May 26th. If you guys are in the Connecticut area, you guys are obviously welcome to go ahead and sign up and play. It's $150 per golfer, $600 per foursome. But I know a lot of people who watch these videos aren't from the area that I'm from, but that doesn't matter. There's still a way for you guys to get involved. We're doing a 50-50 raffle for the golf tournament where all the proceeds going to the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute in the battle against cancer. This is a sports betting channel. It's a gambling channel. It's all about winning money. This is a fun way for you guys to potentially win some cash. It's $10 a ticket. You can buy as many tickets as you like. Again, 50% of the pot goes to charity, and 50% of the pot could go to you potentially if you win. The more tickets you buy, the more your odds increase. Also, the more the pot increases. It's a lot of fun, guys. A fun way for you to help out people in need and people who are struggling with cancer. The money goes to a great cause. And again, you guys could win some really good money. That link will be down below in the description, as well as the link for the picks for today's video. Again, consider doing it. It's a great thing. It's a great help for a great cause. And again, you guys could potentially win a lot of money that we'll be doing as the week comes, as we get closer and closer, guys, getting back from vacation, still a little jet lag, still a little tongue twisted here. As we get closer and closer to Sunday and the golf tournament, I will be doing maybe some giveaways, maybe some things to maybe entice you guys to join in on the fun. I know Ev is getting involved. Ev is already, he's sponsoring a hole. I know he's been buying some raffle tickets. So it's a fun way to get involved, guys. It goes to a great cause. One more time, that link will be down below. And wrapping this up, guys, third and final leg of today's parlay, we're going Anthony Edwards over 26.5 points. We're getting this from -165 on DraftKings. And look, Dallas this year has not been a great defensive team. They are bottom 10 in the NBA in points allowed, giving up 115.5 points per game to opposing teams. Versus shooting guards, the third worst team in the NBA, giving up 28, just shy of 29 points per game to opposing shooting guards. Over his last 10 games, all of them, of course, being playoff games, he's cashed at a 60% hit rate, averaging 28.5 points per game. You see he's had a couple of really big games, and then, that Denver series was kind of up and down for him. But this is a fantastic matchup. You're going, again, from a Denver team that was really great defensively to a Dallas team that really doesn't play a ton of defense on the perimeter here. I think Anthony Edwards could absolutely eat. You go ahead and look at the head-to-head matchup. For the last 7 times he's faced off with Dallas, he has cashed the over. He's averaging 25.71 points per game versus the Dallas Mavericks. Looking at just this season, he played them 4 times. He cashed in 2 out of 4 games. He had some really big performances versus Dallas. And I don't really have any explanation for the 9-point performances there versus Dallas. But if we go ahead and look at the shooting, I'm sure it has something to do with that. I mean, he only took 5 shots versus Dallas on January 31st. And the other game went 3 for 19. But you see the shot volume, he's averaging about 20 shot attempts per game versus Dallas dating back to December of last year. And just looking at the last 10 games, these playoff games, look at his shot volume, you see he's averaging 20 shots per game. So the shot volume is there. He's playing 40.5 minutes per game. The minutes played, the shot volume, it's all there right now for Anthony Edwards. And just to show you guys, this is a filter that shows for Anthony Edwards this year, games played between 37 and 46 minutes. So games that he played in that data range of minutes, 37 and 46 minutes per game. You see here a 73% hit rate this year for Anthony Edwards, 29 out of 40 games, including playoffs, averaging 30.7 points per game. You got to assume he's going to play in the ballpark of this 37 to 46 minute range, barring a massive blow, or maybe he'll play a little bit less. But we're in the end game now, Western Conference Finals. These guys are going to give it their all. They're going to play a shit ton of minutes here. The volume will be there for Anthony Edwards. You see in this data range, he's attempting almost 22 shots per game when he plays this many minutes. So the more minutes he plays, the more shots he takes. It's a great defensive matchup. I love this spot. You can even bet it straight up if you want to go for a straight bet. You don't want to bet it as a parlay. Go up to 27.5. I still think it's a solid bet there. It's -130 on DraftKings, -120 underdog, BetMGM. So, I mean, you want to bet it straight up, you can do that. We're taking a slight alternate at 26.5 for -165 for the third and final leg of today's parlay. All right, guys, there is our 3-leg parlay. Quick recap. Karl-Anthony Towns over 31.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. Anthony Edwards over 26.5 points. And Kyrie Irving over 8.5 rebounds plus assists. This bet is also available on FanDuel if you want to go ahead and do FanDuel, although the odds are slightly different. Using DraftKings, when you put these 3 legs together, you get a parlay of +435 odds. So really good odds for a nice little 3-leg parlay. The data was all pretty good. We saw the matchup data is pretty good. All across the board, I think it's a solid slate, a solid parlay getting back into action here. So guys, that is it for me today. Apologies, my energy's a little bit weakened. I am still jet lagged. I'm still kind of getting back in the swing of things, coming back from vacation, feeling a little tired. Didn't sleep a whole lot. Again, it wasn't really that kind of lay on the beach, relax vacation. It was kind of a go, 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 go vacation. But still, feeling good. Got a little color too. So guys, thank you very much as always for watching. As always, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. I will be back with another NBA player prop video tomorrow. Until then, I hope we're all winners.